Oh boy. So today was a busy day. I had two nonprofit events. So, one for Sight Hearing Encouragement Program, which was from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I came home, changed my clothes. Let me show you. This was me at SHEP, Sight Hearing Encouragement Program. Okay, it was so much fun. Loved it. That's the nonprofit where we work with the deaf-blind community, and we had our Christmas party. It was hilarious. I loved it. I every year I've never missed a Christmas party that we've had. So now that was from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I came home, changed my clothes into this. Yeah. Then I had the second event. I had to pack up and take everything I needed for the second nonprofit event, which was for Bows for Babies Foundation, which is to help support parents through the NICU process. Because when you think of NICU, you think, oh my gosh, the little babies. My son was a NICU baby. He is a NICU graduate. And you think of the babies. The babies are the face of the NICU. But what about what's behind those baby faces, right? The parents. And that's where Bows for Babies Foundation comes into play. That's how it was founded, because of my son, the NICU journey that I went through. And we just did a meet and greet today, just to come out, meet the community, be like, hey, we're here. You have a nonprofit here in your community. We're here. And this is what we do. So we had a meet and greet today. And oh my gosh, it was so nice. It was beautiful. I brought my children, the younger ones. I brought the little ones. I call them the littles. And the littles did not want to leave. They were like, it's time to go already? Like, yeah, it's time to go. Come on, let's pack it on up. So let me show you that. Okay, so now I'm home. I'm hot. Like, a little conversation with you guys about TPR. TPR. What is TPR? Oh, you about to find out. You're going to find out what TPR is. There we go. Perfect. Okay, TPR. TPR stands for Total Physical Response. T, total, P, physical, R, response. And when you think about that, think about what that comes to mind. Physical, movement, body, right? So total physical response. Now, some people, like, they dig too deep, and then when you start explaining TPR, that's not what TPR is. Okay. Now, when they're asking for TPR in the classroom, let me break it down to you. Like, technically, if you want to get, like, really, really technical, then what you do, I'm just like, this is breaking it down for you guys. What you do with TPR is you train the learner to know different body cues without the use of your voice. And those body cues will program their mind to remember certain words. You see what I mean? So, for example, if you were saying bird, bird, and then you incorporate it with this, bird, bird. So every time you said bird, you said bird, bird. Then they have been programmed to know that bird is tied in with this movement. So now, without even saying anything, now you can use the movement. And they know bird. Good job. So that's the rough breakdown of what TPR is. Now, how do we use it in the classroom? What makes it useful? TPR is so important. And it's not just for kids. Like, you might think, oh, it's corny for kids. No, adults too, because it helps. It helps. Think about if you were learning another language and you are in a completely immersed course. Like these learners, like Cambly, I do Cambly, right? These Cambly learners, it's immersed. I don't have to know their language. I'm teaching students that speak Japanese as a first language, Arabic as a first language, Chinese as a first language, French as a first language. And they don't, like, they have little to no English for a lot of them. And so, especially when you get those trial classes and they're trying to try it out and they choose you to try it out with, and their English is like they might only know how to say hello, hi, and that's all they know. And they're trying to see, oh my gosh, do I feel comfortable enough knowing that all I know how to say is hello? Can I really pick up on this? Okay. TPR your booty cheeks off. Okay. TPR them off. All ages. There is no stoppage age. All ages. So for example, you'd be like, that's universal. What? Or I'm looking for something. I don't know. I don't know. That's universal, right? Everybody knows this means I don't know. You don't even need words to do. Everybody knows, no matter what part of the world you're in, I'm confident that they know that this means I don't know. Now notice facial expression and movement. Now, I might be exceptionally good at this because my mother is deaf and blind. So yes, I do know a little bit of sign language. I'm not as good as my sisters are, but I do know a little bit of sign language because my mother is deaf and blind. In the deaf culture, when you're signing, when you're signing, right? You know sign language, you're using your facial expression and body movements, your hands. You're using a lot to tell a story, to incorporate context. You know how we use context in how we say what we say, voice inflection, right? Think about if you're deaf and you're speaking with your hands. Your facial expression, the aggression in how you're signing, the movements that you're using, all of that feeds into how the person that you are speaking to with your hands, it all ties into how they're perceiving what you're saying, right? If you have an attitude, you might do something like, no, right? This is the sign for no. This is sign language. I'm just telling you, no. So I can say, no, meaning I'm not really sure, but no, I don't think so. And you, once I tell you this means no, and you look at my facial expression, right? Versus right? You see how you do different using your body language. So TPR is incorporating that with the English language learner. So with the language learner, even if it was, I'm sure if somebody was teaching you a different language, they would use TPR so you would understand that language. So I'm not going to say English language learner, but I'm going to say the language learner. It's very beneficial. Use your bodily physical cues to help them understand what you're trying to say. So just like, what am I asking there? What did you drink? What was it? right? So as you're speaking to the language learner, use those physical cues, and they will start tying that together when they're listening, when they're watching you, and when they're trying to respond. They will catch on to what you're asking for. And then those words they'll become familiar. Then they'll start picking up on those words without you even having to say it. Be like, then you can speed up the just the way that you say things. You might start off, what did you drink today? What did you drink today? Right? You may be speaking to a child and you might slow it down a little bit. And then once they get it and you're consistent with it, you're doing the movements, then what did you drink today? What did you drink? They start getting used, okay, what did you drink? It's becoming more familiar with them. And then especially if you're trying to teach them sentence structure. I drank. Like I always go like this for past tense. So as I say drink, they be like, I drink this for dinner. Like, so did you have dinner? You drank. You already did it in the past. I explained that. I drank milk. Now that's actually the sign for milk, but whatever you wanted to do to show them milk, like maybe milk, whatever you want to do. I'm not saying you have to do it a certain way. You're not teaching them sign language. So whatever you're going to show them physically, be consistent with that movement so that they can tie those words and your movement together. And it will help them pick up on learning that language, learning those vocabulary words. So I like to tie different things in with songs, right? A lot of the children's, the Cambly Kids lessons have songs. So Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, I might go, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And so when they're trying to do the words, so I'll sing it first with the movements. Now I'm going to sing it in segments, and I'm going to use the same movements. Then we'll get to the point where they're singing it. I might be whispering it. Twinkle, twinkle. And they're looking, just by them looking at my physical cues, my TPR, they're using those cues to remember what words, because we have practiced tying those words into those physical responses, right? TPR, total physical response. Now, technically, with TPR, you're not using any words. You get to the point where you're not using words. But with the language learners, you want to reinforce it with vocabulary. So you are reinforcing those movements with those vocabulary words and being consistent with your physical responses to those words. I hope that makes sense. I will try to do more videos where I'm using TPR in my classes so you can see a lot of examples. And I'm going to use it with different age groups, adults, children. Of course, with the kids, I'm a little more animated. With the children, with the adults, which I don't really tutor mini adults on Cambly. I try to block my schedule off and save it just for the children. One, I love working with the kids because we can have fun and it's just not so serious. It seems a little more lighthearted. Two, because they pay you more. You get paid more for teaching the kids on Cambly Kids. So no brainer, duh. But I'm going to try to incorporate more videos where you can see those actual examples rolling out. If you have questions or you want more details on that, let me know. Okay? And I will give you more sentence examples and how to apply that in a classroom setting if you're needing more like in-depth explanations. I will be more than happy to help you. Also, I do incorporate a lot of puppetry in my classes. So if you're interested in seeing how I do that and what that looks like on camera and how you can incorporate puppetry, or even if it's not an actual puppet, how you can really foster a classroom with excitement and wonder by introducing characters, kind of like a show. Like if you think like Blue's Clues, or I'm trying to think of what, Dora the Explorer, where they're introducing characters and having conversation and they're helping them in the lesson, they're helping them along the way. So when I introduce the character, I introduce them in a fun, lighthearted way, and they help us through the lesson. So if you're like, okay, how can I do that where it's not just playtime and I'm using this stuffed animal or this puppet to actually help? I got you. Let me know. Let me know, you guys. So I'm still going to do my life vlogs, but I want to help you guys that want the help in teaching online. And what I'm teaching you, what I'm showing you and sharing with you, you can use that on any platform. Any platform, okay? So, TTFN.